record this session because we keep adding this to our parent tribe LMS so people can rewatch it and learn something which I've forgotten to do.
Okay.
So 0 to 7 years, and what age is your kids? You have 2 kids, right?
Yes, my younger one is five, gonna turn 6 in few months, and the elder one is 11.
Okay. Right.
Yes.
So how would you talk about their discipline or any such issues around it? What would you currently share their thing is?
Currently, my like both have been like very very different. So what worked with my daughter has not been working with my younger one.
Okay.
And things have also changed with us, like us as parents, and environment and everything has changed. So for my 5-year-old boy is like very unpredictable, like but his natural forces are really good. I mean, his sleep is really good. He s- um, sleeps on time and wakes up early
Okay.
and all that. But I'm not sure, but he's quite sensitive to water, so that's what we have observed. So he has trouble in doing his morning routines, like getting him bathed, brushing is has always been a big fight. And so, but we thought initially like it was his tantrums, but somehow we are seeing a pattern that he's little sensitive to water and wetness. Because in school also we had a feedback that he's not getting involved in anything wet play or water play or anything. He doesn't like his hands or anything getting wet.
Yeah.
So we probably now we are thinking probably his tantrums for bathing and brushing is because of his sensitivity towards water. It's just our guess. We haven't like taken an expert opinion because it's like a pattern we are seeing.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
and the other.
yeah.
And food, it's been very difficult to bring some good eating habits. He's been lot into snack,
Okay.
which we could do, which we could work around. For my daughter, when she was of this age, we were able to restrict a lot of we were able to bring in healthy eating. But with my son, we are not able to bring it because
Okay.
he's very different. He becomes very he starts screaming, crying, throwing tantrums. So
Okay.
finally we have to like budge in.
So happens, yeah. So anyway, this time I will focus on the 0 to 7 daughters. Maybe next time we will take. Yeah.
Yes.
Hello, Abba.
Hello, Captain.
Hi. And incidentally, Abba has also got 2 young ones. You know,
Yeah.
6-7-year-old, right? Abba?
Yes, 6
7.
and other is 2. One is 6 and other is 2.
2 years. Okay. So
Yeah.
just telling Viveka, I mean, Viveka's 5 years and 11 years. And so one is there close to your segment. And
Okay. Yeah.
Abba is also training under me to be a parenting coach. She also works somewhere, but she's also training. And she saw some amazing changes, and she wanted to learn the techniques that I've been using. And she's training as a parenting coach now. Abba, what's your experience? What would you advise Viveka?
Sorry, I actually didn't join from the
So
beginning, so I couldn't hear.
basically about wet play, let's take one issue, right? Wetness, play, and not wanting to get into water, not wanting to dirty the hands.
Right.
What would you share? What are your thoughts?
First, I would say, I mean, you should start.
Me, I will tell, of course.
As in, yeah. I mean, as in, I would ask Viveka. I
Okay.
mean, Viveka, you should start doing it with yourself. Start working with, clay or do gardening. Start doing it yourself. When you do it yourself and you see and you're comfortable, your son, is it son?
Yes, it's son.
Yeah. So when he sees you that you're comfortable, and just don't tell anything to him. Just he will see that you are enjoying and doing it, and automatically he will also want to do it out of curiosity.
Can you share your own experience, Abba?
Yeah, just a minute. There's little bit disturbance here. Yeah, so what even my daughter was, and it was not comfortable with touching dirty. At early she was very uncomfortable touching in sand, mud, or she would not like to make her hands dirty. She would not even put her legs down. So when we actually went, we used to go out. We used to go to for trek and all, and then we used to play within ourselves. We used to make something, just plant some trees around, or just be okay with being in the mud. That's okay. So then even she started seeing us, and she thought, okay, this is okay. I mean, this is okay to do. And then it takes time, definitely. You might have to do it again and again. So then he'll also get comfortable. But I think this is very important. Maybe you can start at least just walking in the ground without bare feet. Start with that.
Yeah.
Super.
And in fact, you will also like it.
Yeah.
You'll notice
No,
that
he's
you
okay with walking barefoot and all that. It's just that he doesn't like his hands getting wet.
okay.
Yeah, so even with food, he likes to have all dry foods. So the minute we give him some curry or anything that is moist,
Yeah.
so he has he takes like he doesn't want to touch it or eat it.
Okay.
Okay. And Viveka, what is this? Does he watch media? Does he watch screen?
No, Captain. We don't. He doesn't watch phone. He is not used to phone, but he has his own screen time. Like he watches some cartoons. It's probably it's like mostly 1 hour to 2 hours every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is like because screen time is like a babysitter. I come from work little like later, so the time between I come and he comes
Yeah.
back from school, few days he gets to watch
Okay.
um, TV. Yeah.
And is there anything else that you all work on, like giving him some lessons or trying to teach him some things? Do you all do something?
Mm, no, Captain. The first kid we did a lot. So, but with the second one, no, we do some reading. He's not very much into reading, and he's kind of very mobile. He can't sit in a place for a long time. Like unlike my daughter, who used to like my daughter, we had another issue. Like we couldn't stop reading. She'd be like more. She wants more stories, more books. So she wouldn't go to sleep because she wanted more stories. But for my son, he doesn't like to hear stories, bedtime stories, or he doesn't want to be read or anything. So probably like 10 to 15 minutes every day, like we read a book, but that doesn't happen every day because sometimes he's too sleepy after school. He doesn't want to read a book. So
What kind
we
of books do you read to him?
so like storybooks like we have Julia Donaldson books
Okay.
and some age appropriate books which not with not much illustrations, like not too graphic, too cluttered. We try to keep it simple, but he's not very keen on reading or listening, but he rather likes to play with his like build something. He's more into like building more games oriented things, so he likes to play that
I think
or
it's
jump.
good. Actually, I feel that you're doing some of the things really good, allowing him to be in what I call the hands, right? Uh,
Yes.
at this phase, it's very good to be in the hands phase, and probably the daughter was too much in the head. And head is something we have to educate them in their hands in the 7 years, right? 0 to 7 years. And
Yes.
that way, you're allowing him a lot of activities, allowing him to play, those kind of things. The more you do that, less media time, less reading. It's fantastic, right?
But it
And
becomes a challenge in
okay, okay,
Captain, one second.
yeah, yeah.
Sorry about that, Captain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I have, but in winter the screen time becomes a challenge because here, in UK it gets dark very easily. Not can't go out much, and there's like limited things that we can do at home.
Yeah.
So we also run out of ideas of what to do. He also runs out of ideas, and then we end up like he ends up watching. The screen time gets
Yeah.
more in winter, but in summer it comes there are few days in summer where he doesn't watch anything at all, like he's playing in the garden with his sister or playing something, and just comes back, has dinner, and goes to bed. Yeah.
So something that you can do, we'll come to the water part. Okay.
Yeah.
Something that he can do is uh, get some lot of natural elements from nature when you go out for a walk, especially if the weather allows. Maybe some
Hmm.
dry leaf. Get dry because wet he will be averse at this point. Rock and objects which don't have any clear form. That means you should not be looking like a parrot, or you should not be looking like it can be. You can use your imagination to do a lot of things, kind of play, free play, almost like a self play, and get a lot of them. Let him play. Give it to him and let him play. And the ideas can be more, so he can get into more of this self play kind of a thing,
Mm.
and let these objects be natural rather than synthetic manufactured. I mean, for sometimes we don't have a choice, so we buy those. It's okay. But getting him simple blocks, let him build something, and buy those kind of simple things. It doesn't even cost much, and but you'll find him building his imagination capacity, right? And that's one thing you can try for sure. Like whenever you go out, allow him to pick trash. Like what is trash for parents is gold for kids. And if we encourage him. If he wants to bring and he's like not sure whether you'll allow, take it and come. It's okay, right? I know the house will be a little bit filthy when they are there, but it's okay, right? And the other thing being, uh, involve him in simple things, even if it means moving a spoon from table to the washing basin, wash basin, or here, darling, take this thing and go into keep it on the table and come, keep some very simple stuff. Involve him in chores, okay? Even if it means very simple, and probably you will have to redo it again. Okay, so the idea is not that they are going to make your life easy, probably make it worse because they will have to do it twice, right? But it's about them using their hands. So whole goal of 0 to 7 is heavily focused on hands. So that when they are grown up, they're 14, 15, 18, 21, they are more disciplined, they are more comfortable being themselves. Because most of parenting is not about today, the consequences are paid 20 years from now, right? Today, sometimes you may have to be firm, loving authority, and doing things which not necessarily pleases him, but knowing that 20 years from now, you're going to create an independent human being. So the goal is on hands, and
Hmm.
one is, of course, allowing him to pick whatever is exciting to him in the nature, and bring going to a park, and many times trying to giving them frameworks to play. Many children today don't have any framework on how to play with such objects because they're never seen. See, when we all were growing up, we probably saw the older children playing with something. We just learned it from them. Easy. Today, in nuclear families, at the most, what sibling? That's about it. They don't have extended families to stay and see, right? So they don't know. So the parent is almost like that extended adult, child, older child, right? You're going and taking some stones. You know what? Wow, this looks like looks like one wolf, or it looks like one tiger, and you're playing some imaginary game. Of course, you'll say, oh, no, it doesn't look, it's a rock. I know it's a rock. It's not. It's okay. But you continue to play, ignoring that. Don't have to justify that this is not a lion, this is just a rock. Right? And he has to see you becoming very comfortable, almost like I'm not going to justify this. I'm going to, this is for me, it's a line. For you, it may be wrong. That's up to you. Right? So you're slowly building that comfort. Then you'll say, can I hold the rock? Yeah, okay, hold it. And little bit becoming comfortable with dirt, becoming comfortable with things that were probably wet, little bit, slowly and steadily. Everything, these kind of changes takes time, like Abba also was mentioning, but you will see small changes, right? Becoming comfortable when he's around, how you are responding, because they are learning only through imitation. Okay, early years they only learn through imitation. So is it possible that either you or your husband could be averse to wet stuff?
Not sure.
Not sure. Okay.
We
So
don't have any
mindful.
such.
Become mindful then. Okay.
Yeah.
If you're saying, oh, chi, tu, no, 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 don't touch that, don't touch this,
Mm.
then they could be, oh, this is something we're not supposed to touch, right? Even though it was told, not even thinking about it, right? In the moment you are not thinking, you're just like, no, 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 don't touch that, don't dirty, dirty, right?
Okay.
So then you're like, become mindful. Next time, probably catch yourself a little before and
Mm.
go,
Okay.
right? It's all about catching ourselves.
Okay.
And yeah, allowing a little bit of this and allowing him to maybe fold the blanket. I know he's not going to do a great job. He's just going to,
Yeah.
right? But allow him, hey, come, let's fold the blanket, right? And it's going to be a mess. It's okay. Later you can open after he's gone to school or something and fold it nicely and put it, right? And again, like the idea is the whole goal for you as a parent at this age is seeing how can I make them use their hands. And when I'm saying hands, I also mean limbs. I mean the legs, the whole limbs. And that's the whole goal. Picking up object from nature, hands. Folding blanket, hands. Chores, hands. Touching wet stuff, hands. Right? So the
Yeah.
education in the philosophy that I prescribe is outside in.
Mm.
Not inside out, outside in. That means we reach the outside world through our limbs, come in to our chest, the heart, work on that, and finally reach our heads and work on the heads. Okay, so that is why outside in, the human being, although in the womb grows as the head first and then the rest of the limbs grow inside the mother's womb, but in the outside world, we work from outside in. Right? The limbs, we educate the hands first. I mean, educate hands means, I mean, the limbs. Then we educate the body, the heart,
Mm.
right? We educate the heart. That is in the 7 to 14. What it means is how to help them communicate better, be authentic, learn to say no, all those kind of things, helping to listening, improving their listening skills. So that I will speak in the next month.
Mm.
So right now, for the young 0 to 7 year old, it's all about educating the hands,
Okay.
asking them to move, jump from here to there, climb that tree, get down,
Mm.
climb that sofa, try on the table, jump here, there, come, do paltis, all
Okay.
this stuff. And anything and everything, if you get the smallest opportunity to make them use their hands, that's, that's the whole goal is that as simple as I can give it, see how you can stir their hands. And making them at least do little bit something which is their discomfort. Can be asking the children naturally are gifted to touch anything. They don't have any averse to any dirt and water and anything. Naturally, no. Every child starts at the same level. It's only the imprints that they receive later from
Mm.
parents or the environment they're growing in that they
Ah,
develop these aversions.
okay.
Right? So the more you become aware and catch yourself, you can correct. He's very young still, so that's the best part. You can actually
Okay.
correct him yourself and make him more comfortable with all the things that you're dealing with.
Okay.
Because when I work with older children, 15 plus, then the parenting is over at that stage. There is no more parenting. And the children are not ready. That's when you need external mentors like me to guide them. right? And that time we have to go back to this stage and work. Whatever didn't go right at 5, 0 to 7 or 7 to 14, right? And I have people who are 20, 21 also come. Same thing. All I have to do is go back to where the issues were, where they didn't do, and start doing those things. So here it's very easy. You're already catching them very early.
Capt, I wanted to ask you, like, is a no TV house possible
It is, but you'll have to spend time uh, involving them in the household.
for working parents? Do you
Working
think it's
parents,
practical?
it can be challenging. It can be challenging, right? It can be challenging. So you can try to reduce it. What you can do, in fact, I told Abba also this. There is something called soft pastels. I don't know if you already have it. You'll be able to get it, I think, in online there. Soft
Okay.
paste. Okay. These
Okay.
are like crayons, but soft, almost melts in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So get some paper, big sheets of paper, give it your son, let him mess it up. Give him only one color, max two color. One color is ideal. He'll want
Mm-hmm.
all the colors, but no,
Okay.
just give one color, maybe two colors. And
Mm-hmm.
after coloring, they can use their hands and smudge it up. He'll love that kind of thing. That is also dirtying your hands in a
Okay.
different way, right? Without
Okay.
going to the outside thing. So slowly you are asking him to become
Mm-hmm.
comfortable.
Okay.
And because the colors is very nice, but
Yeah.
the rule is not more than two colors.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Next day you can give him another two, whatever he wants. If he says, "Mama, I want," okay, you choose two, that's it. But I have three? No.
Okay.
Okay. The idea is to build creativity with limited resources, not with excess.
Okay.
So the say soft pastel, you can give him this only. He can spend 1/2 an hour. He's 1 hour. He'll just spend like that, right?
Okay.
Give
Mm-hmm.
him this natural toys, leaves and flowers, dried flowers, rock, some bark of wood and this and that. Whatever he wants, junk, let him bring home. Give him one tray or something where he can keep all the junk. Let him play with
Mm-hmm.
that natural toys. Right? One, you're making him become comfortable with dirt, become comfortable with wetness, become comfortable with all this kind of stuff. Using
Okay.
hands, moving the
Okay.
legs. That's it.
Okay.
Educating, what I call educating the hands is the goal.
Okay.
And hands also means a general body. Is he able to say, I'm hungry? Is he able to say,
Mm.
I want food? Is he able to say, I'm full, mama, I don't want any more food?
Mm.
Both are equally important.
Yeah.
Times parents will force, okay, you eat another dosa, another chapati, another this.
Mm.
So they lose their own sense of when to say no.
Mm.
They don't know if I should say full because my mom is telling that I should eat one more dosa, one more
Oh,
idli.
okay.
Now, I don't know whether it's full because I really don't. I have to take my mother's word because she knows best. But by allowing the child to say, no, I'm full, I don't want another one, you are learning to say no and you're respecting it. Second, if they're hungry, nobody will keep quiet. Right? If they're hungry, they'll say, I'm hungry, please give me something. So you don't have to worry, oh my God, my child is going to go hunger and not going to eat. Not to worry at all. So let
Okay.
go of those fear, let go of those things there. Right? So educating the body means also about making them tell you when they are not feeling well, they have this, they got injury. It's all about their body, educating, learning, making them learn their body. Can he throw a ball? Can he kick a ball? Anything in the physical world. Right? So the goal of 0 to 7 is focusing on the body, educating the body, working on the limbs, working outside in.
Okay.
And use a lot of stories. Okay, use a lot of stories to get him to bed, to uh, uh, make them play. Let me give an example. I think I shared with Abba this story for her daughter. I think uh, Abba's daughter didn't want to sleep on time, and she also loved to grow her hair. She wants to grow her hair long and beautiful and all that. So I said, let's mix them both and create one story. So I was telling her that say, I'll talk about this fairy, a fairy who comes, and she comes every night. She'll come into her house, and she goes inside her head and she pushes the hair outside so it grows longer. Okay. So the longer you sleep, the longer will be your hair. Right? And she wants long hair. So okay, then I'll sleep longer. I'll sleep fast now because I want long hair. Right? And that way you got both. You got them to sleep early and you made it an imaginative story. You don't have to read it from a book. You can just wing it along with it. And the more imaginative, more crazy it is, the better.
Yeah.
You can keep creating characters and they'll catch you. Oh, you
Mm.
yesterday that person's name was this. Today you're telling something else. No, no, sorry. That actually this correct. You're really right. That is this person's name. Right? You'll be making some names and you'll be going along. And you can keep spinning. There are times when I keep spinning story after story, and next day I forgot what I told 3 days back, and they will tell me, remind me that this is what you said. I said, okay, fair enough. Then let me continue from there. Right? You said that monster came there and you beat the monster. Yeah, correct. Right. I beat the monster, and then that fellow ran away, and one more new fellow came from this direction, and this person was there, that was there, talking animals, anything you can talk. They love it, especially if you're there. They love it even more. You're a superhero at this stage in their world. You can do anything. You can fly also. You can say, yesterday I flew to work and came back. Right? And it's not about making them tell the truth. The truth comes later. They will only tell you at some stage, Mama, I know you were lying, right? You didn't fly to office and all that. Right? When they're much older, they will catch you. Till then, let them be in that innocence. Let them build that imagination.
Mm.
Of going to a school for building creativity when they're 20, let them build naturally here.
Yeah.
So stories, soft pastels, right? And limbs, hands and legs, a lot of movement through simple stuff around the house, chores, you know, all the what you can say, objects that you can pick up when going to a park, bringing all those
Mm.
things. But just to think, some things that I shared before you joined was today I was focusing on 0 to 7 years. My plan is that August I focus on 7 to 14-year-olds, September 14 to 21-year-olds, and keep rotating every month, right? So different parents who are in different age brackets, they can join accordingly and they can participate on different teams. Like today's was discipline, maybe it's confidence next month and things like that. And of course, any challenges which are there, I can guide also. So though there are a lot of things that you mentioned, Viveka, for now, just get this rolling, ball rolling,
Sure.
right? And
Sure.
slowly on some improvement, we again work on, build on it, build on it.
Okay. Okay.
Anything else you want to ask? Any clarifications?
Mm. Actually, Captain, the temperaments are very different, I think, because I see a lot of difference between my daughter when she was of this age and my son. Like he gets angry a lot, and then he's like he's too active and too energetic. It's very difficult for me to like make him sit even when he's watching TV. He doesn't sit and watch the TV. He's either jumping on the sofa or he's like upside down on the sofa and he watches and he's like he's too energetic and
Yeah.
too active. I don't want to call it hyperactive because I know now everybody has this ADHD and all those things. But yeah, because I've seen my daughter also. She also had a lot of energy. She was physically active, but for my son, he doesn't like stand in one place to talk to him, or like he's too impatient to hear a story, to read a book, or do anything.
So
Because whatever
what
I did for my daughter, it was another case. I overdid lot of things for which I think I'm seeing the effects in her 7. I did I overdid lot of things. Like I was like constantly engaging her in lot of things. Now she is like not very independent. Every time she wants my acknowledgement, she wants my permission, or she wants to let me know about something. So
So
yeah,
what
so
you
I
can
think
do, what
yeah.
I will just tell you, sorry to cut you, but what you can do
Yeah.
is the soft pastel works, you work with her also. Okay,
Okay.
give her
Okay.
only 2 colors, nothing more. She'll want more
Okay.
because she's older. Tell, sorry dear, the 2 colors you can choose. And if you are free at that time, if you have time, you also sit with a paper and you draw.
Okay.
Ignore them completely. Don't
Okay.
get into teaching them how they should.
Okay.
Let them do whatever. Let them do complete crazy painting, abstract painting, object painting.
Mhm.
Don't get involved. You just draw. If they like to see how you're doing, they're welcome to see. They can
Okay.
comment, do whatever. You don't comment on them. Don't say it's good. Don't say it's bad. Otherwise, they'll
Yeah.
constantly look for your acknowledgement. This is good. This is bad. So, Mama,
Okay.
this is good. This is good. Yeah, it's nice. It's lovely. It's beautiful. That's
Okay.
it. Okay. And ask her also to fold her blankets, do other things at the bed as soon as she wakes up. She
Okay.
might forget, but just like since it was not done, you have to be that firm, loving authority. Anytime
Okay.
I'm losing focus, what kind of parent I should be, for now,
Mhm.
just remember firm, loving authority.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you're firm but loving. You're not like scolding her, but you're at the same time very firm,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And tell her, hey, fold your blankets. Again, it might be not so great, no problem. The idea is not perfection, the idea is completion,
Okay.
right? And
Okay.
use of hands. So you're now going to do the hands work. We have to always start with hands, then
Hmm.
work on the heart, then work on the head. But
Okay.
our education system and society programs us to work on our heads first, which is really where this whole challenge is coming,
Yeah. I
right?
think I worked too much on her head in zero
Yeah.
to seven.
Always intellectualizing, knowledge teaching, book reading, too much of that,
Yeah.
right? And then what happens? The hands and heart are not as developed as the head. The head develops very fast. It's very easy to see results in head development. They'll tell
Yes.
something smart and you're like, wow, this kid is really brilliant and bright. But we're not seeing the hands and heart are not equally catching up to that whole thing. Then there is a lot of work later years they have to work. So your son, that way you can still catch. Daughter also, like I said, still a good phase. Not you just have to put a little effort and you will see changes there.
So I just want to ask, is it normal for the kid to be like so much active?
Yeah.
Because
The
he's
reason
very
energetic,
active. Yeah,
yeah,
energetic. Because he
it's
runs very
natural.
fast.
Natural for both. One is little more than other, no doubt. That is why whatever you think the physical activity is happening is not enough. It's not enough. A child, when we have seen children when they burn out means they have climbed so much here and there, jumped. After
Yeah.
they don't have time to talk, no time for story. They want to just eat by 7 o'clock. They want to crash,
Yeah.
eat food. Maybe you'll have to force them and say, "Oh my God, he's feeling sleepy. Let me give him food fast."
Yes.
They just want to crash till 7 o'clock the sleep. Next day morning 7 o'clock only they'll wake up. 12 hours they'll sleep out. Okay,
Yes.
right? So you
Yes.
have to engage him with more intense physical activity. No, take him to a park or take him wherever. Climb this tree, climb this thing, jump. Mama, can I jump 100 times? You do, no problem. He's completely tired. He will not want to open his mouth. He will not cry. Also, he will just want to sleep after that. That is the amount they need. That's healthy.
Okay.
Rather than focusing on other thing, let them. But what is that? We will always intellectualize. What is the benefit of this? Benefit? No, no. Hands working, limbs working. You are doing right.
Okay. Yeah.
So he has to burn out a lot more. Once he burns out, he will be very peaceful. You will also be peaceful. He'll not trouble you. He'll eat his food and go to sleep. Right?
Yeah,
So
he has lot of energy because the other day we went for a marathon and he kept running like we were like really amazed. Like he has so much energy. Is it like okay to be so energetic and
Yeah.
active, or
Yeah, there are temperaments. There are 4 temperaments. I think there is one workshop video which Sishir may have shared. If not, he will share that. You can
okay?
watch leisurely where I talk about 4 temperaments, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Choleric and phlegmatic, sanguine, right? And the other one, and that develops little later in life.
Okay.
At this age, they are not found that temperament. They go to yo-yo here and there, here and there,
Okay.
right? No, definitely he'll be more choleric. Choleric means they are like strong will at this age. If they
Yeah, he
want something, they
doesn't.
want something. That's it.
Yeah.
Finish.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
And he doesn't like losing. Like even like when we go for cycling, he doesn't want anybody to go in front of him. So
Mm.
if his sister goes in front of him, then it's like hell
So
get lot.
okay, another thing that I keep telling parents, this is something which is happening is don't praise outcome. Don't praise
Mm.
outcomes. Praise effort.
Yeah, I think that's
I mean, outcome means, oh, you came first, superb, give him a clap, give him that. No, no. Praise effort. Wow, you pedaled from 10 minutes, you've been pedaling. Effort, that is.
okay.
Lose, win, whatever. Life happens. We'll win sometime, we will lose sometimes. But have you put effort? Wow. You studied
Okay.
hard. Hard work, you praise. You put so much effort, you praise. Wow, you took the plate and you washed it. That's good. Praise effort. But you washed it clean is an outcome. Don't praise that. Sometimes you can, I mean, if that is an effort also takes, but praise from an effort lens, not from an outcome lens.
I think that's a very big point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then they will not be focused on who's ahead, who's thing,
Mm.
focus on effort. And the whole will that I keep preaching and talking about is all about effort. It's not about outcome. And that's what, even if you do it spiritually, if you read whether Bhagavad Gita, anything, it's always about effort. Outcome, you're not in your hands.
Okay.
You do your effort and go. What is to be given will be given to you.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. Because I think my daughter gets very anxious, like thinking about the outcome. Because I think knowingly or unknowingly, I've instilled that I've praised the outcomes, that she's more focused on outcome than the.
Yeah, yeah. So even when you're doing the soft pastel, good thing you raise this point. Even when you're using the soft pen, praise the effort. Wow, you painted 2 things rather than how beautiful the painting is. Oh, you did 3 paintings. That's a lot of painting you guys did. It's nice, right? You did for 15 minutes. That's effort, more effort. Praise that. Was this 5 minutes painting? Wow, you did for 15 minutes. You focused. Focus on effort.
Mhm.
Yeah. And catch yourself. Of course, it's a habit. You will have to practice to come out of it. If you praise outcome by accident, it comes out of your mouth suddenly. Oh my God, I praised. Immediately, next praise you make one effort.
Because I had a very critical parent, and I think that spilled on to me, being very.
Outcome oriented. Yes, yes, can
Yeah.
happen. Yeah. Okay. Praise yourself. That's why when we say gratitude in the will boot camp and we appreciate, we always praise. We change our mindset to effort oriented rather than outcome oriented.
Yeah, I had a very hard to please dad and a very critical.
It happens.
Yeah.
And most of the time, subconsciously, we bring our parents' patterns into our own parenting.
Yes, definitely I have realized like I have got that from my dad, and I'm like
Yeah.
showing more of
Although we
his.
don't want to be our parents, mind you, but we end up doing the same things.
Yes.
We don't want to do something what our parents did, but we end up subconsciously doing it without wanting to do it. Right?
Absolutely. True.
Yes. Yes. So you watched the 2-day workshop. Okay. I have spoken a lot about the patterns of parents, how we have to let go of those, work on yourself, right? It'll make it more easy. You'll get some more answers, and then these sessions are also there all together.
Where is this, Captain?
It is there in the your learning platform, your library.
Okay.
There is something called workshop, I think, parenting workshop. Inside that there are
Okay.
2 days. Of course,
Okay.
unedited. That means you'll find a lot of places when we have taken break, there is silence there. So just fast
Okay.
forward, come to the points where I'm talking.
Okay.
Right? It's a 2-day intense workshop, so you can access. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it for today. And Abba, anything from you? You want to share something, ask something?
Yes, Captain. Just give me one moment. So actually, I wanted to ask you, I mean, when kids are teased,
Hmm.
or how should that be handled? I mean, how can we help them
By whom?
to by some other kid?
Kid. Okay.
I mean, when we are not around, when we are not around. So when we are there, of course, we can support them.
Yeah.
But for young kids, when we are not around.
Okay. So the best way is asking them to ignore it, because if they respond to it, then they will just be getting teased more often, right? To ignore is the best way,
Yeah.
right? Or the other thing is to deflect the topic. You can deflect the topic. They're too young, if especially like your kid is still too young to do all this stuff, right? And to ignore the topic is best is to just ignore it. That is the only thing they can do at this age. They can't respond back in any different way. They're still too young for it, right? You can give them frameworks in case, especially if you're there, you would have seen some. You can tell them, hey, if somebody tells you that, you tell them back like this. You can ask them to leave a question with a question. Ask them to say, hey, I don't like this. I don't like being called like this. You're giving them framework because they don't know how to respond. We assume that because they're growing up, they know how to respond, but they don't. You have to give them that framework, right? Tell them
Okay. Yeah.
how to respond. Sometimes even for teenagers, young adults, 17, 18-year-old, they don't know. We think, okay, they're so grown up, they should know it, but no. Then I tell them, you know what? Something happens, this is how you respond. Somebody asks you to smoke, this is what you do. Somebody asks you to have a drink, this is what you say. Then they're like, oh, this is how, yeah, that is how you respond. Then they are like, okay. Then they become easy. We just think, say, no, what do you mean you don't know? They don't know. That's it.
That yeah, helps. I've been doing that with my daughter. So I just tell her to ignore, and sometimes I mean, tell her to respond, but then it seems every day she
What
comes
you could
back
do, if,
crying.
if you can ask her, if are people telling you something, suppose she say are telling something which you don't like or hurt, counter it at home, because at the end you can't control every space. She may be going to school and things like that.
That's not.
Counter it with a positive wording for her. If somebody calls
Okay.
her me, example, you call her a lion,
Mm.
right? At
Okay.
home.
No, see, I was actually okay. I would tell her something else.
Yeah, tell her the
Okay.
opposite of whatever was
Mm.
demeaning or whatever was insulting or calling name call.
Right.
Give her some
But
pride.
yeah.
Give her that name which feels complete opposite of whatever everybody's. And when it comes from you, the parent, that has got 10x power.
Exactly.
So, anything else?
So I think the siblings rivalry is like a huge. I think it mostly goes with intuition. I don't think there's one
Hmm.
or a.
Yeah,
I mean,
that we'll take it up in the next month's session, because that is a big topic if we touch upon it.
Yeah.
Also, it is very relevant to the next month's theme, any case, which is in the 7 to 4. That's when it starts, the sibling. It's at below 7, they don't even know what it means. And they don't even care, right? So it'll come very nicely with the next. Just remember to ask me also again, and I will be happy to share.
Captain, one last thing I just wanted to bring. So my son, now he's been like using, he's picking up a lot of these bad words from the school. My I didn't have this problem with my daughter because her early years were in Coimbatore in a Waldorf school. So you must be knowing how it is.
Yeah.
So, but now my son is in a state school, is in a public school here in UK where you have like diverse kind of people, which is good and bad. So he's picking up a lot of these. I know for sure he doesn't know the meaning. He's just parrot talking what he listens from some of the older kids in the school while they play together in the playground. It's like I don't know how to like handle it. Like even I tried explaining him that he should not use those words, but the more I explain, the more he's tempted to
Yeah.
use them
So,
because he thinks it's fun to.
yeah. So what you can do is you can tell him, hey, we are not telling you can never use the word. We are only
Mm-hmm,
telling you have to wait till you are grown up, maybe an adult or 15-year-old or whatever age you decide. For sure,
mm-hmm,
adult. And then you are free to use. You can choose if you want to use, go ahead. We are not going to stop. So
mm-hmm.
children need to know that nothing is permanent. There is a time when you will be released of this bond. You can,
Actually, personally, I don't mind because I know he doesn't know the meaning. He's just like doing it for to seek attention.
yeah,
But sometimes, like people get very judgmental about the parents and parenting when he uses them in public,
yeah.
which is kind of
So
embarrassing.
embarrassing. So you can tell him, like I said, he may not think. And if people point it out to you, hey, he's using this word, tell, no, I think you should tell not just to me, but to the entire society. You defend your son at that time. In private, you can scold him.
Yeah,
Public, always defend. That's the rule. Okay. Don't do the ulta. Public scolding him.
sweet. Okay.
Okay? Public, always defend your son, your child. No, he may be wrong thing. Public, you defend. He knows that you got your bag. Come home, you give him two, right? But that is different. That is between you. So this is a difficult challenge, no doubt, because they are young also, and
Mm,
they're not at the age where they can understand this, that you can even tell them, right? So
yes.
you're like a gardener, okay? You're like a
Yes.
gardener. That means what? The weeds are going to come and grow close to the plant, right?
Okay.
You have to clear the weeds so that the main plant can grow.
Mm-hmm.
The weeds are what the influences which are negative, which you don't want.
Yes.
Right? And you don't have to worry. Once a tree is tall, the weeds will not have hamper it. Then any such influence, nobody cares. But at a
Okay.
tender age, when they're growing, you have to do almost gardening. That means you must choose the environment in which they're going to play, friends that they're going to keep. Not allow nature to take over. You have to garden.
But school is little out of control. Okay.
School is out of control. I'm saying there you have to make certain peace and see what you can do there, defend, and telling them repeatedly again and again. Right? Somewhere it will sink in at some stage. But for now, telling them, hey, don't use that when you're older, when you're 15-year-old, you can use. Oh, how many more years you can count? Let's count. What's your age now? Okay, 3, 4, okay, only that many years. And that is one. Second thing, you can tell stories. You know what, you want to be very strong, ask him what's his favorite. He'll want to be strong or this or that. You want to be very strong, I'll teach you one thing. The more you use good words, the more power is spent. Otherwise, when you use bad words, your energy is getting spent out.
Okay.
So use playful, imaginative, creative, magical stuff to teach a lesson rather than logical stuff. Logic doesn't work at this age. You're only going to get frustrated with it. But with
Yes.
magical things, you can spin a magical story. You can even spin a story without him in the picture. Okay.
Yes.
Let's say I'll give you an example. Let's say you can talk about, you know what, there was this child, there's some magical story, and this boy would go to this school and set in the time where the animals were talking and this and that, and some other children would use bad words against him, right? Or bad words they would use. And this child picked up and la la la, some story, and then realized that he lost his magical power because of that. Then the fairy came and she said, "You are using it." Then he realized, "I should not use it." In a nice way, you told him it's never about them. It's about some boy who lost his magical powers. And indirectly, you have told him, don't use it.
But he's facing a lot of contradiction because we tell him not to use and he listens. There are adults who use it. So it's like, oh, they use it. Why can't?
Tell it in the story form.
Yeah.
Tell it in the story
Yes.
form. Tell it that how this boy was there and he became super strong when he grew up because he was able to control. And it is also very, very will power. This is if we can control. It's not easy, but if we can, this is delay. Delay. The stopping willpower is the ultimate of the will, right? Delayed gratification, delaying and holding back from saying what you want to, what you feel you're tempted to say, extremely high willpower.
I think the
So,
same with for bad food also. Like he sees people having chips and processed food. We restrict a lot, so he's
so
confused. Like
create one imaginary character with some imaginary name around his age, or little, maybe 1 or 2 years older also works. That also works well. If
hmm,
he's 5, make one 7-year-old or 8-year-old boy because they like to look up. Now the
hmm,
7-year-old boy was there, and every day just in whatever you want to teach him, tell him through this story. This magical world, and this was there. First, paint a nice, beautiful picture of the land, about the boy and his mother and father, and this and that, and keep talking about the good thing. Everything that you want to teach him through that.
okay.
That's why it's very easy to work with children this age. You just have to educate parents, and you're sorted.
I think and I need to like I think the take home point for me is like I need to like patiently and repeatedly tell him.
Yes. Need to tell him the stories, use stories. That's your magic wand, I would say.
Okay.
Right? I know it can be quite difficult starting if you're not used to it. My God, what do I tell him today? Just,
Yeah.
just something you can speak. Something happened at work. Maybe something at your work, something happened. You can use that. This happened, that happened. Some
Okay.
object is spinning on the clouds. And in magical stories, there is no limit to what you can do. You can do anything you want. You can bring the dead back alive, alive dead. They come back here, go to the moon, come back here, go to another planet, another time. There is no end.
Now I think now for like few days we've been using this Dr. Paul's gut man. We call him the gut man for the bad food and good food. So it's like
Yeah, it's a story, right? At the end,
yeah,
the story,
yeah.
and in the story way and they understand. So use that to teach anything you want to your child, but keep it magical. Keep it more magical and more abstract. It is better.
Less
Don't
intellectual.
less intellectualized, less logically explained. How could he fly? I don't know. He had magical power. I also don't know how he flew.
Okay.
You also can deny under the guise of magic. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what it is. So great then. So even in the group, do share what was your takeaway for today. It'll inspire others because not everybody. Sometimes life happens. People are busy with other things. At least they know, oh, these are the things. At least I should watch the video when I go home or something, right? Same for you, Abba. If you could also share your takeaways from today's session on the group.
Yes, Captain.
Yeah. So I'll they're all kids. Yeah. And take care. Okay. Have a wonderful evening. And
Thank you, Captain.
to next month we'll connect next month first Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you,
Bye.
Captain. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.